Hi everyone, welcome to another lesson during this COVID-19 pandemic season. Students, I can assure you that your teachers are missing you, as I know you are missing your teachers. Parents, on the behalf of all teachers, I want to say a big thumbs up, a big thank you to you for all the work you have been doing at home. We are very grateful. I am aware though that all of this can be overwhelming for you. And it's not that you do not know what to do, but you might have forgotten how to do it. So in these series of lessons, it's to help you to jog your memory. In my previous lesson, I looked at angles and parallel lines. Today, I'm going to be looking at basics. I'm going to be stripping it back a bit and I'm looking at the basic angles. So today I'm going to be looking at acute angle, and then I'm going to be looking at right angle, I'm going to be looking at obtuse angle, I'm going to be looking at straight line, reflex angle, and a full turn. That's what we're going to be looking at today. Now, before I continue, I want to just remind you what an angle is. An angle is a measure of turn. Now, I want you to remember when you were playing netball, when you used to play netball. And if you were playing netball and you catch that ball, you're supposed to catch on a landing foot if you're going to be shooting the ball. Now you need to turn around, you need to keep that landing foot and you need to be turning around. So you've got to turn from that foot. For us to measure turn, we need to have a center of rotation. So imagine that landing foot, that's where you land as your center of your rotation. So that's the point there. That's where you're going to turn from. So that's it. You have now turned that way. Here, you have made an angle. So an angle is a measure of turn. So you started from there. That's where your turning point is. That's your center of turning, or what we call a center of rotation. And there we have rotated, or we have turned. Now, as we turn around here, there are different angles that we're going to meet on. And those are what we're looking at. We're going to try and identify them. We're going to be meeting on acute angles, right angles, obtuse angles, straight line, reflex angles, and then we go around to a full turn. Now, I know you know what a full turn is. A full turn, so for a full turn, we're going all the way around. So we're making it all the way around, full turn, all the way around. So we've covered all of that red, all the way around. A full turn. And I know that you know that a full turn is 360 degrees. So I want us to start from that as our starting point. A full turn is 360 degrees. Now we're using what we know already to identify the things that we do not know or we might have forgotten. We know that that is a quarter of the circle. So a quarter of the red circle there is covered. We know that. Now a quarter of 360 is covered. So 360 divided by 4 is equal to 90. So 90 degrees of the circle is covered. That 90 degrees of the circle, that specific number 90 degrees, have a special name. So there's special points we're going to be meeting on as we go around. The first special point there is what we call a right angle. So 90 degrees is what we call a right angle. So 90 degrees is a right angle. That's what we know. But before we reach that knowledge that we know that that's 90 degrees, there are different angles that we have passed. There, that's an angle. That's one line and one line. Two lines meet. That's a turning point. That's where we're turning from. That's an angle. If I come there, that's also another angle. Anywhere in here where two lines meet, that's my turning point. All of that's an angle. Now, all the angles that are in here that are less than 90 degrees is what we call acute angles. So less than 90 degrees are what we call acute angles. So less than 90 degrees is equal to acute angles. So acute angles are less than 90 degrees. Imagine, one of the ways you can remember it is that, when people say little and cutie, a small angle, a little angle is an acute angle. So an acute angle, just remember, little and cutie, an acute angle. So an acute angle is a small angle, an angle that is less than 90 degrees. So going back to what we have there, starting point, we have a quarter that we know, but anything that's less than a quarter, any angle here, whether it's 30, 40, 20, 65, 85, 99, no, not 99, 99 is more than 90 degrees. So not 99, if we have 89, that would be an acute angle because it's less than 90 degrees. Anything less than 90 degrees is an acute angle. Once we reach specific number of 90 degrees, it's a right angle. Now let's continue for what we know. We know that if we continue there, we have half of a circle, which is a straight line. So if we continue there, we have a straight line, which is half of a circle. Now, half of a circle there is half of 360, so it's a straight line. Half of 360, which is a straight line, which is 180 degrees. So we have come to a straight line here, which is 180 degrees. Now, what about after the angles that are in here? So we know that that is an acute, that is a right angle, but what about in here before we reach half? So let's look. That is more than a quarter of the circle. That's more than a quarter of the circle. That's more than a quarter of the circle. That's more than a quarter of the circle. All of those there, but that's a half of the circle. So anything that is more than a quarter but less than a half is what we call an obtuse angle. So an obtuse angle more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So an obtuse angle is more than 90 but less than 180 degrees. Quick recap again. Here we have acute, 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 right angle, obtuse, 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 and then we have half of a circle, which is a straight line. And if we continue to what we know that if we continue all the way around, we have a full circle. All the way around gives you a full circle. But what about the angles after I've passed 180 degrees? Do you think they have a name? Yes, they do. If I pass 180 degrees and I've come all the way there, you notice I've passed 180, passed a half turn, I've passed a half turn, I've come all the way around there, I've passed a half turn, I'm almost finished the whole thing, I've now completed, I've passed a half turn. Now, if I've passed a half turn, everything more than a half turn but less than a full turn is what we call a reflex. So a reflex is more than 180. So a reflex is more than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. More than 180 but less than 360 degrees. So quick recap. Here we have, should go back that way. Here we have anything that is less than 90, any number that you can think of that's less than 90 degrees, 35.4, 89, 72, all of those angles there. If your teacher asks you to identify what type of angles, what those angles are called, it's called acute angle. So an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. Once it reaches a specific number of 90 degrees, it's a right angle. Now, if it has passed the right angle, it has passed, it's more than a quarter, it's more, you have turned more than a quarter. Anything that is less than 180 but more than 90 is called an obtuse. An obtuse is more than 90 but less than 180. Once you reach 180 degrees, which is half of the circle, that is going to be a straight line, as you can identify the straight line there. Now, once we've passed a straight line there and we've gone around, we've gone more than half, we've turned more than halfway, we've gone more than halfway. So this is where we're turning from, and we've gone more than halfway, and we've gone all the way there. Just before we reach 360, it's what we call a reflex angle. So a reflex is more than 180, but less than 360. And if we go all the way around, you have a full turn. So acute, little bit acute, then you have a right angle, that is 90, obtuse angle, more than 90, less than 180, straight line, 180, reflex angle, more than 180, less than 360, and full turn, 360. Now, one of the ways you can have your children at home practice this is maybe when they're eating their dinner, you can have them use their knives and forks, if they use knife and fork, and they can make on their plate for you the different types of angles. So you can say to them, can you make me a right angle? They will make a right angle. Can you make me an acute angle? They'll make an acute angle. Can you make me a straight line? They'll make a straight line. Can you make me a reflex angle? Bear in mind you're going that direction. So these are little things that you could do to help at home. Hope you enjoy that one.